Hello everyone, this is Daniel, and I have something to say about people in great sin, or people that are rebellious, or anything like that. And I have something to say for the people that are seeing this, or maybe they are not seeing any of this. You do realize that this sin is falling. This world is falling to great sin. So there's a lot of sin, like rebellion and destruction of man, and they plot to do evil, and they call themselves the rebels. They are calling themselves lovers of death. They don't say, well, they love to talk about death. They also talk. They also love to, you know, basically wreck people's lives. And let's just say that some of these people are sad. They're bad, and then they're mad. And of course, you can tell which word that I'm talking about. But then there's something else I would like to talk about. This world is coming near an end. Some people would say, we have, it's 80%. 80% of the prophecies are set. 90% of the prophecies are set, which I believe are true. And you can say, oh well, they've been happening since the late 1800s and early 1900s. You know, I think the first one that I can say happened in the Roman times. That was not 1%. Then the second one, same thing. And then there was the fall of the church. Then there was, let's say, false prophets everywhere, here and there. So that's the time of the false prophets. Also, aka the medieval times. Then there were wars and rumors of war since World War One and World War Two. Then there was the rebellion. As you can tell. Then there was vast knowledge. And before that, there's rebellion, and then there was the fact that people had a great hate towards each other, a great hate towards each other. Like, people were starting to curse people's lives and do horrible things. Then there was another prophecy fulfilled. This was at the 80% mark. There was, let's say, at this point on, daughters, young kids rebelling against parents, and then vast knowledge happened. So there was a time of vast knowledge, and then that's 85% or not, or 80%. So yeah, 80% of the things in the Bible haven't fulfilled. But they haven't spiking. It's been going on a loop like this. It's like parabola, if some of you know what I mean. And also has a tight U. It's like a U. If you're wondering what parabola is, this is a parabola. So this is like a parabola, and it goes up to infinity. But in this case, it ends at a point. So yeah, I mean, one of the prophecies was Israel became a nation. Then Jerusalem was freed from Palestine's grasp, or whatever it was. Then Jerusalem became the capital, and then bad stuff will happen. That's the last one. And then another one that was fulfilled. There were the many signs and wonders in heaven, which was or the heavens, I meant to say, which were stars falling from the sky, uh, many blood moons, like four of them in a row. Then we had another one, two eclipses happening, and lots of weird stuff was happening. Um, and honestly, we've had a spike of prophecies, so expect the world to end within a few years, or so. The world could end in 12 years. It could end in the 2040s, for all we know. We do have 7 years left for absolute. We still have the tribulation times. The world will not end then. I'm not sure if we have 1,000 years or one day. But I'm pretty sure that 1,000 years means 1,000 years in heaven. So anyway, then there is false knowledge and knowledge of rising, and then of course people saying, "Oh, Christ is here, He is there, He's right on the secret place, and He's everywhere. He is on the sky this way. He is right in the heaven, right wherever you can see Him." People will look at Jesus in the sky because He will be in Jerusalem. And of course, all the people that will have seen Him, well, let's just say 1/3 of the waters and land will be burned. So that means, let's say parts of China, North America, and a good chunk of Australia. Not really, well. But if you say that 1/3 of the waters will be poisoned, what I do mean is there will be a slice of stars crushing 1/3 of the land. That's just enough to say. And everyone else will see Jesus in the sky because there was, of course, a star that made a slice in the earth and burned part of Australia and China and North Korea and Japan and all of America, except for a small portion of Canada, and Iceland is kind of okay. And of course, the whole Atlantic Ocean is poisoned, and part of the Indian Ocean is poisoned, and the Mediterranean Sea is poisoned. And then there was the fact that, basically, everyone else will see Jesus in His greatest glory because 1/3 of the water and land has been knocked out, and basically, everyone else is crying for help because they just saw a horrible event and it killed everyone there in that part of the land. And they'll say, "Oh, great, Babylon is gone." Well, that great Babylon was quite a sinful nation, wasn't it? Because it was that great sinful nation of America, and then Brazil. I mean, America is the finance of all of the world. Is where everyone is going to. Is a great nation of products. Where all the where all the people that ship all the contents, they love America because it gives them money. And America is filled with money. It's filled with filth and rotting stuff. Another thing about America is, they're wretched. They're like Babylon. They're full of idols. You know the thing about you know, the thing about all of the, let's say, the hippie movement. You know the thing about the hippie movement. Those people have gotten pretty bad with the idols, and then they're basically drugs and witchcraft and all that stuff. I'm sorry, but now they're going to another prophecy, I believe, was that people shall be lovers of themselves. There shall be abominations of everyone, like huge abominations, like huge abominable acts. And then there was this one: children, little tiny children, thinking. Well, basically, a parent says in the past that especially back in the 1950s, if they saw a little boy playing with a doll or a girl's doll, they'll just say, "Get away from that. It's only for girls. That's not what a boy does. And you know better." And they would know what it meant. If you said that now, and said the same thing now, they'll just say, "What are you talking about? It's just a doll. Boys can play with them too." That's from the devil. If a boy plays with girl stuff and princesses, that's bad. And now the people are literally saying it's okay for the little boys to become little girls. And this is what Jesus said. This is what Jesus said in the past. Or this is what Jesus says about um, putting sin in children's life. That it's much better for the person to be thrown into the sea with an iron cast around his neck, with a rope around his neck, and him to be dragged into the bottom of the ocean to be no longer seen, than for the child to be put in sin. It's true today. Did you know that Jesus went on the planet to change what all the rules and regulations about his, you know, how people praise him? He was going to change things, but then he kept a few things the same. And the fact that little children are not to be mistreated, that is not different. That's still the same. That should be a law. But unfortunately, it's not going to be a law. Because I believe back then, in medieval times, if a child was put in sin by the parent, that parent would be tied up on the rope and cast down in the bottom of the ocean by a mallet. Not mallet, but by a huge concrete, like a huge ironstone, like a millstone. Those people would be put in millstones, and basically they would walk the plank with a millstone, and they would, tie the rope around his neck, and he'd walk the plank, and basically they'd get a new plank around the plank, and they'd roll the millstone, and the millstone would literally, fall off into the ocean. He would be tied to that thing around the neck, and he'd fall into the ocean with a broken neck, and he would die. They'd forget about him. He was no longer known, and that child would understand that that was bad. If it was both parents, that child would be an orphan, but he would understand. And he would understand that that was bad. He would no longer be put in sin. People were let's say, religious, not cool people. These people were religious and not cool. And we understood that. But even then, the Catholic Church had traditions that were bad too. Like, people were literally, you know, say this about their children or that. But you know what's funny? The Catholic Church, or all the other churches that are, let's say, legalistic, because there's law breaking and then there's legalistic. Legalistic comes first before law breaking. Because if you become too legalistic, like let's say the Catholic Church or the other churches were, I mean they were kind of like legalistic back then, but now it's every other church that is legalistic. Back well, let's say back in the 50s and 40s and 30s and even the 1800s. So churches have become legalistic, and then someone had to figure it out how bad that whole thing was. So they decided, we're not going to put too much Bible into the church because that was too legalistic, but that was the wrong way of thinking. So people began to be, like, let's say, forgetful about the Bible, and basically, people literally forgot about how we should treat the church. I mean, the four Gospels is, Luke, John, Mark, and Matthew. And then there was the fact that very few people understood what the four Gospels were. They all failed, except for very few. For what the people should have understood back in the 50s. So when people understood that the churches were failing, they all became lawbreakers. And we fell apart badly. We fell apart so badly that and we ended up having lawbreakers and horrible people of all kinds all over the world. And instead now, we have people flattering everything in front of the children. And guess what? People don't care. Because when they go in the gay parades, the children will see a naked person walking in the street. And they'll freak out. And they'll see another naked person without bras. But that person will be male. And then they'll see people literally walking with a man part, but it's a woman. That's what children see in the streets that are in the gay parades. And then they see it enough that they think it's okay. All of these people have put the sins in the children's lives so the children do it. They should all be put in the millstone and tied around their neck and drowned in the ocean. Because children's lives matter. They all do. That's what Jesus said. But you know what? We still gotta believe that Jesus can save lives, especially children's lives that have been affected. Because, putting sins in children's lives, making children sin, that's a horrible act. That's the most abominable act you can do. That's what Adam and Eve did. They put sin in everyone's life. But then to put it in children's life, that's horrible. Honestly. What's next? Murder? Putting children on an idol and killing them? Murdering Christians? Because that's where we're going. Going towards murdering Christians. We're already at people in the. We're already in the place where women can go in men's bathrooms and men can go in women's bathrooms and not be too much of a problem. Not only that, I believe some locker rooms have changed where you can see a naked woman and a naked man. They've even let children in. We're getting there. This is serious. This is where we're going at the end of the world. The end is at hand. But if we go at the end, just know this. Repent. Repent from your sins. Don't stand in front of the children. Because you're, what Jesus tells. Abominations. Repent, all of you. Also, basically, all you have to do is know that each one of you could die tomorrow. You don't always have a tomorrow. And also, you don't always have it next year. But you are promised, a future of, either eternity in hell or eternity in heaven. So, let's just say, you don't know when you're gonna have, you don't know when you're gonna die. You could die tomorrow. You could die today. Yeah. You could even die today. You could even die next year. You could even die 2 years from now. Either from a horrible accident, from a heart attack, from falling, from breaking your neck, from bad blood, from poison. Let's say natural poison. You're wandering in the woods and let's say there's a plant that spews poison on you and you die. Maybe you eat something that kills you. Maybe even from the flu. Maybe, maybe even from, I was forgetting about it, maybe even an accident, Maybe even from illegal drugs. Illegal drugs can kill you. Even marijuana can kill you. I know it sounds stupid, but marijuana has this potential of giving you a heart attack and killing you. Not as much, but if you're suddenly startled by a loud noise, or let's say an explosion outside that you didn't see, and you're wondering where it was, you might have a heart attack. That could kill you. Guys, this is serious. You could die any time. I'm telling you this right now because maybe you will, maybe you won't. I'm telling you to save your spiritual lives. Listen to what I have to say, and you'll surely be in paradise with God. Because if you don't, you'll be in hell. And that misery is filled with weeping and gnashing of teeth. That pain is unexplainable. Do not go there. Alright. I'll be done now, okay? Bye.